But Klay Thompson's a Maverick, that's for certain. 3-year deal, about $50 million, so somewhere around $60 million annually. Um, looks like what is that like? Just above the mid level, 16 mil a year. Uh, for Clay, I think that's really good for him. For the fit wise, I think that's actually very solid. Dallas has been struggling to find a consistency on the spacing floor, and as well as just finding extra help and scoring help for Luca and Kyrie, because when they couldn't get it going in the postseason, it was a problem. But that aside, how do you guys feel now that like Klay Thompson officially after 13 years, 4 titles, insane moments with the Warriors. I grew up watching him literally as a child. Um, this doesn't feel like I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't feel right. It just something about it just feels weird. I'm still not kind of used to it. But what are your guys' initial thoughts about him joining the Dallas Mavericks?
Hey man, that I can get behind that, man. I don't have any issues with the Mavericks. If he went to the Lakers, I would have been pretty conflicted. Fully rooting for him.
I have a few thoughts. Long term, I'm gonna remember him for all the positive.
Mm,
Right now, it's hard not to be like a little angry and just like disappointed in the way it all went down. Seems pretty childish the way he handled the entire negotiation. Like I don't really know how else to say it. Like he didn't like the Warriors' initial offer, even though it was higher than what he ended up signing for. Instead of just going and getting a 4-year deal and getting the Warriors to match it, he's like, I'm out. I don't know. It's behavior I wouldn't have expected from someone who's been with the Warriors for 13 plus years. Um, but it is what it is. He's gonna do what he wants to do. I'm more curious about this fit. I don't think it's gonna work for him.
you think
I
so?
think I think he's gonna fucking hate playing with Luca and Kyrie. I
Mm,
think he's used to everyone moving the ball to find him shots. They're
yeah.
gonna dribble all over the place, and he's gonna get blamed if he's not hitting open jumpers. And
Mm,
he's gonna have to hit them kind of cold. Like it's
Oh
different
man.
than running off of screens than like not touching the ball for 5 minutes straight, and then all of a sudden you get it and you got to put it up.
yeah.
So
No, when Clay Thompson has a couple possessions per game where he's just ISOing with Luca with Luca on top calling for the ball, he is gonna hear
He's
the
gonna hear it.
craziest Slovenian slurs.
Oh man, it's the thing for me is to go back to Clay and just him being a Maverick. I'm kind of with you, Sam, in terms of like it's bittersweet. Like I am somewhat happy for him because he wants to start fresh. He wants to just put himself in a different situation and just be locked in on what he wants to do with his own things. And at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. So you just got to look out for yourself in the best way, shape, or form. But as just like a fan of this team, as someone who's literally been watching this team for like 10 plus years now, it just feels like strange. Like I watched him come into the league, become the player that he's become, ask the money that is deserving of, and then when it's all said and done, just the relationship is tarnished. Now, who it's tarnished with is a bit different because Bob is not here, and I think that's one of the reasons why he left is because he didn't want to be the one to tell Clay that I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you the things that you need. And with the relationship that he has with people, I didn't think he want to jeopardize that, to be honest. Um, but for Clay though, I think the fit will be fine. I do agree that there's not a lot of ball movement. The Mavericks do shoot a ton of corner threes, so he's definitely going to be in those corners for Luka to skip past to 100%. Um, he might get a little frustrated during the start of it, realizing that there isn't really a lot of movement. They might have like 1 or 2 plays for him coming off like a pin down, something like that. But there isn't. And for Clay, you're right. It's just a lot of like he's a rhythm shooter. As much as he's amazing at catch and shoots, he needs to come off of something. When he's moving and shooting the ball, that's when he's at his best. And if he's just standing still hitting corner threes, then it might not be the best for him. But I know Clay. He won't allow that to happen. So I don't think he'll allow that to happen at all. Um,
I don't know,
but
man. I'm curious to see. I just feel like you're right. Luca's. I could see him and Luca butting heads. I'll put it that way.
yeah, 100%. I could definitely, most definitely see that. I think Kyrie will be kind of like the middleman, and he'll kind of understand like the things about moving the ball. But it's just a lot of like ball stopping in Dallas. Like it's just Luca dribbles for 14 seconds, He creates an advantage, which he does all the time, 100%. Elite playmaker. But then it doesn't really like the Warriors get into sets and the ball just starts swinging from half court. Like Steph to Draymond, Draymond to Loon, DHO. They draw two, they kick out. Everyone's just moving and the ball's just moving. And Clay is so used to that. And then it goes from that to just, okay, I'm just in the left corner just chilling for like 5 minutes. And I may get 2 shots.
I also think defensively it's going to be rough. Like we
Yeah,
already know
Donnie
Luka
said earlier, Clay, Kyrie, and Luka.
That's as Patrick Beverly would say, he's licking his chops.
PJ Washington's gonna have a lot of work cut out for him. Yeah,
but they got another free aid.
Najee Marshall.
Yeah, Najee Marshall. They replaced that with Derrick Jones Jr. So that's gonna be interesting. But does he even play in the starting lineup? Like what? I'm assuming Clay starts with Kyrie, Luka, Clay. I'm assuming that Gafford maybe is still starting, and then they have PJ as well. But then it's just like that defense is so bad. Like it's so bad. And I don't know if you'll be able to run the switch everything defense that they like to do sometimes. Because you can't do that, especially with Clay. Clay is a blow by guy now, guys. Sometimes he plays defense, but it's not consistent enough. So that's why I'm offensively, he will get open shots 100%. I don't know if the shots that he's getting will be something that he'll be happy about.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll get open shots for sure. Defensively, though, he might be asked a lot out of Jason Kidd. Because he's like, I don't know how to describe Jason Kidd, but defensively, he's just like, you just got to play defense kind of thing. There isn't really like a crazy scheme for him. He just wants guys to be able to guard up front, like guard your man in front of you. And Clay can do that at times, but on a night-to-night basis, asking Clay to be that guy or the second guy, it's just a lot. But I'm happy for Clay, but I'm also pissed that he really just left us.
I think I have one prediction: Warriors Mavericks will be a Christmas Day game. I'll call it right now. They're gonna sell the shit out of, Clay versus Steph, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
At least if the Warriors get someone else, they might keep the Warriors off national TV if this is what they're running out there next year.
I think we had the most national or the second most national TV games this past season. We're about to go from that to like the 23rd in the span of a year. It's crazy. But that game that now that you mention it would be really interesting.
Sells.
Yeah.
Steph does still definitely still sells, but a Christmas Day Warriors versus Mavericks Clay return game, that's huge. That's numbers. I'm not gonna lie. That's numbers right there.
First return to Chase Center will be on Christmas Day. It's a lot of emotions right there. I don't know.
That is a lot of emotions right
I'm not ready to process that just yet. I'm still kind of getting used to the idea that he's not going to be a Warrior next year.
I'm still not used to it. I still think he's gonna pull up to our practice facility and just start hooping. Like I don't know. Do they have even like? Is he gonna be able to drive his boat in Dallas? Is he gonna be able to do that?
No,
because he likes boats. Bro. I don't know if
there's
if it was Houston, yeah, but Dallas is very far inland.
Lake, is he a lake guy now? I don't know. There's got to be some.
Let's see. He used to drive his boat to games. Now he has to drive normally like the rest of us. So that's pretty interesting.